Hi there, it's Pete the Hipster King, and this evening we Hairy Game Lords have been playing this. Here be dragons into the unknown. What did we think? Stay tuned to find out. Here be dragons. Thank you ever so much for Toby's design. They sent us this on fulfillment from their recent Kickstarter. Basically, you are going out exploring an ever-changing and growing land that, with tile placement. You are gaining resources from those tiles. You are building settlements, which is creating a little bit of an engine to sort of grow various different types of resources, and then you're spending those resources to skill up on your skill tree, increasing the number of dice that you are going to be using when you find and battle the monsters. There are loads and loads of monster tiles on this board that you can go in search of monsters for. They're leveled monsters, and each of those monsters you defeat are going to be giving you various different levels of resources and potentially victory points. There are quests, and going on quests will give you more stuff and potentially more victory points. And as you gradually grow your settlements and upgrade your settlements, you are also going to be growing your victory points, and basically you set a value. It suggests 10, and it is the first person to achieve 10 victory points on their turn is going to win the game. You can fight each other, but you can fight monsters, and in the game we played, we started to uncover this boss monster, but sadly we didn't get to see him. But that boss monster, if birthed into the game, would have started to change the map and ruin some areas of land that would have meant that you couldn't build, and any buildings you had got on there would have been lost as well, and potentially turning one of the other players into a devourer themselves. Really enjoyed the game playing this, and for a kind of, I guess it's kind of a 4X lite almost. It's got a feel of that to it. We played, and this was our learning game. We played that in just bang on an hour, which for us, if you've watched some of our reviews, is pretty good going. Really enjoyed this. We'll definitely want to play this one again, and I'll let the others tell you more about it.
Hi, Dave the Grey. Victorious Dave the Grey. It's because I'm a gnarled, aged adventurer who knows how to adventure things. Now, previous viewers of our reviews will know I like myself a meeple, and this does have many a fancy meeple. So we have some sort of pink tentacled monster.
Looks like it.
We have dragons, very nice, and these are very cute little monster tokens for when you fail to defeat a monster. Not that Ange had loads of those hanging around in his neck of the woods. So, yeah, you're an adventurer wandering around the world, exploring, building your town. These are your tiles that you're revealing as you go along. So, nice little watchtower. Plains, not very much to see there. And forests, and that forest has got a monster there as well, so you can explore, hopefully find a monster, hopefully not die to the monster, get victory points, gold, resources, that kind of thing, to build up your village, get victory points, win the game. Oh yes. So lots of sort of standard fantasy stuff. So one thing I really liked was this resource tree. So you've got fairly chunky, nice player boards as well, but you've got your victory points gold tracker down here, and this bit you buy gold. You buy gold? That would be insane. You spend gold. That's how money works, to gradually get better stuff. So spend 3 gold coins, you get a dagger, and dagger, not very good. However, you can upgrade that to a sword, gets you an extra dice. Or if you want to go the other way, you can get an axe. I ended up with a blessed sword, 3 dice, and an extra +1 against corrupted enemies. Poddle. However, as luck, irony, not quite, probably irony, considering I'm a swarthy adventurer, I actually, at the end, ran away from a troll. However, I had this hit and run quest that got me an extra victory point because I ran away, and that won me the game. So watch and learn, fellas. Watch and learn. Sometimes it's better to run away and win the game. Simples. Now, I'll be honest, it's not big and clever for a dungeon crawler. I've played dungeon crawlers that last for hours. However, it's a lot of fun. In 45 minutes is probably about what you'd expect a game to take. There's a lot of luck. You know, you're drawing cards, you're rolling dice. However, 45-minute game, you don't mind that really. You're just there to have fun. It's not massively thinky. You're just rolling dice against each other, killing enemies. It's a laugh. And 45 minutes, we'd quite happily get this out, play it again. And, you know, I'd probably be a bit more unpleasant to the guys and try and go for a bit more interaction, because all I really did was nick Pete's gold. Whereas you can actually turn up and start fighting each other and get victory points that way as well. So I think I'd probably like to explore that as a tactic next time we play, you know, just to wind them up really. But no, lots of fun, get involved, it's a laugh. What more can you ask for from a board game? So 2 thumbs up from me.
Ange, the bearded lady here, and yes, as the others have already said, this is a great game and one that all of us enjoyed, and actually I look forward to playing again. Something which hasn't been mentioned yet, you get obviously the tiles that are pulled at random out of the bag, and if you land upon getting water tiles, you can enter a water tile if there is an anchor or a harbour. And if you have more than 3 in a row, then you can move through the water up to 3 spaces instead of just plodding through the one. The same applies for the pastures where there
Plains.
what's that?
Plains.
The plains. The same applies for the plains, which again could look like just boring tiles, but again, they allow you to move through nice and quickly, nice and easily. What I also like is that on the back of each of the tiles, it looks to be, well, it's all the same, but it looks a little bit weird, a little bit dark, and that comes into play when the big boss comes out at the end, and each time that boss takes a go, it corrupts all the tiles adjacent to it, and that kind of corruption spreads out across the map. Love that. Now, we didn't get onto that in our game because Dave thrashed us too quickly for us to unleash the beast. But I look forward to seeing that in other games that we're going to play. In our game, as it was the beginning game, it felt very much like we were all just kind of like eyes down, focusing on building up our own resources, developing our own tech tree, and not really interacting at all in fighting. But I look forward again to the replayability of this game, and there is quite a lot of replayability. The game board is modular. You're drawing out of a tile bag, blind out of the tile bag. So you're placing down the tiles wherever you want them to go. So there's replayability in that. There are multiple bosses that can come out. There is a whole raft of different equipment that you get. So each go, you go to the event deck. And some of the events will be for everybody. So there'll be quests. Whereas others will be equipment and spells that you will have into your hand, which is very handy, very helpful when attacking, especially in those early attacks that you do where maybe you haven't got enough dice yet to help in your attack. So to cast a spell, maybe like a fireball, which removes 2 dice from the enemy, you could just win that battle straight up with that fireball spell. So that is really, really helpful in the game as well. Another thing I really liked, and I really like games that help the underdog, because I am usually that underdog. When you got to, if you ever reach the top of your gold track and you went over the top of that gold track, then the excess would be given to the player with the least amount of gold. Love that little kind of catch-up mechanic there for me. But yeah, really, really enjoyed this game. One to certainly check out. I have never really played a kind of 4X in the fantasy realm. It's usually based around the sci-fi. I do love a 4X, and I really enjoyed this game. So check it out. Oh, and also give us a like and subscribe. Nice.
Into the Dragons is
Into the Dragons?
That's something new.
it's a new game.
That's the adult game.
Into the Dragons.
Enter the
is
Dragon.
the unknown. Hi, Dave the Grant.
He did himself again. Classic Dave.